I didn't know if you had like if you used like a photo or whatever of it. Wow. And you can't find the photo to have to resave it. Yeah, because it does look really good, the one you have. I remember. Yeah, because yours, it's got the, if I remember correctly, it's got the actual, like, yeah, but it looks like you turned, I don't know how you did that. I'm going to be honest. It looks like you turned it sideways. I don't know. I don't know. All right, you just hit Alt and then use your mouse to go up. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah. You found the one you originally made? No, just a, okay. Let me get everything set. Well, everything's set here. It's got to hit record. Make sure everything's up. Audio's working. It's good. I do believe you're muted again on YouTube.
I'm glad they didn't hear me talk shit about you then. All right, let me just fix my camera a little bit, then I think we're good to go. All right, I'm ready.
You want me to start?
Yep.
Welcome everybody back to another episode of Turnbuckle Talk, of course, with myself, the Kraken, and Josh. Josh, what a wild weekend we had for wrestling. I think the title of this week's episode kind of says it all. But before we get there, we do got some news that you brought up prior to us starting. Mick Foley kind of had some things to say about the WWE and how he's not going to be working with them anymore. You
Yeah.
probably got more info on that than I do.
So Mick Foley's contract, the legend contract he has with the WWE, ends here in June, and he's called the WWE and let them know that he's going to let that expire and does not want to do any more events for them while he's currently under contract. While Donald Trump is in office, is the word. So I'll just read his Instagram post. Parting ways with WWE. While I have been concerned about WWE's close relationship with Donald Trump for several months, especially in light of his administration's ongoing cruel and inhumane treatment of immigrants and pretty much anyone who looks like an immigrant. Reading the president's incredibly cruel comments in the wake of Rob Reiner's, I'm sorry, RIP, I always say that wrong. Reiner's death is the final straw for me. I no longer wish to represent a company that coddles a man so seemingly void of compassion as he marches our country toward, is it autocracy? I believe, is that it? Autocracy?
Yeah.
I'm probably saying that right. Last night, I informed WWE Talent Relations that I would not be making any appearances for the company as long as that man remains in office. Additionally, I will not be signing a new Legends deal when my current one expires in June. I love WWE, and I know it probably comes off a little weird like that. I think what he means by while he's in office is while the WWE also works with him. You know, like how we see Triple H and of course they go and
Yep.
support Linda and they work with them and like this project. So I think he's kind of talking about that more than just in general. Like I guess so him in office just because he's had such a relationship. WWE's in the WWE Hall of Fame, but yeah. So he says he will not be signing a new Legends deal with his current one expires in June. He says he always will treasure his time and loves the WWE, and he's appreciative of all the opportunities they afforded him in life. But he says, in the words of Popeye the Sailor Man, "I stands all I can stands, and I can't stands no more." So it's political related. I always in my community try to keep everything like my streams and my content to escape from the real world, you know.
Hmm.
Um, so overall, I no politics involved. Whatever, I just say props for standing on what he believes in, whatever that whatever that may be.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
facts.
that's how I feel about it. We're allowed to believe what we want to, feel how we want to, and that's exactly what he's doing. So, I mean, nothing bad in my
No, not at
opinion.
all. Yeah. So shout out to him, and who knows, maybe we'll see him more on the con circuit, which he already does a lot of in general. And there's other companies out there that might want his services, so we'll see where that
Yeah.
goes. But yeah, I mean that's all I really have to say about that. Just shout on him for standing on business, on what he believes in, and I feel like we don't get that a lot. Like we have a lot of people in the world of wrestling who talk like, "Oh, I support this, and this," and then when it comes to that, like doing stuff, silence. Or when a big moment happens, silence. So
Hmm.
shout outs to Mick for really standing by that. But yeah, so to move on to the crazy world of wrestling, where we might have seen Donald Trump, which he wasn't at, was Saturday night's main event. I guess Meltzer said that I guess WWE actually like wanted him there, like they would have been welcoming them there, but of course he decided not to go to that. So Saturday night's main event, of course, the big thing, John Cena's match against Gunther. It was the main event of the show after all. And a lot happened on the show besides the John Cena retirement. But that's the big thing to talk about. So John Cena lost to Gunther. He submitted John Cena. He didn't pass out. He tapped out with a smile on his face, which is now a lovely emote in my YouTube, Twitch kick chats. Because WWE dropped that image in 4K. So thank you, WWE, for that.
Yeah, they did.
So I loved it. Monday proved for me why it was done. And I already saw people that I respect and follow like, oh man, that heat wasn't even that good on Monday, nowhere near the Roman heat
Oh,
after Taker and stuff like that.
okay.
I obviously watched the show with headphones on, so I know not everyone does, and I have like these really fancy, fucking, really high quality, expensive headphones that I spent way too much money on, right? So obviously I'm gonna have like some really fucking high depth quality in this. Yeah, that shit was loud, and I don't just crank my headset all the way up, dude. No way, because I what? I'd be fucking deaf really young in my life.
Yeah.
But after Raw on Monday, how they opened it with Gunther and everything, and just the astronomical heat he was getting as soon as his music hit, he could barely talk. It was, if not dumb, type of not being able to talk, if not worse. Yeah, and then it was funny because I feel like that's where Hershey used all their things on Monday. We'll talk about that later, all their hype, because then they were quiet the rest of the show. But yeah, so I thought it was a perfect ending. I thought it was great. John Cena's whole shtick was never give up, and sometimes in life you have to give up when you're at a certain point in time. You're not always gonna be Super Cena, and you're gonna give all you got. And in that situation, John Cena was proven that. Sometimes when the fighting gets tough, you have to give up in certain situations. Obviously, a lot of people are like, well, he does make a wish, and what's that message sending to them? There is no message being sent to them there. This was a retirement
No.
match strictly in the world of wrestling.
Yes. I We talked about it several weeks in advance. Once we figured out Gunther was going to be the one to face Cena, you know, I had come to accept. I knew what was going to happen. I didn't see them. I wanted to see them put over Cena, but we knew it was going to be Gunther. So when he
I thought
gets
it was gonna
that
be Cena.
final, the sleeper in, and I was like, okay, he's got out of one. He even caught the arm going down for three like they would in old school wrestling in the early 2000s. That was great. And then I was like, "Ah, damn, this is probably it." I got quiet watching it. I was just like, I'm watching, John Cena slowly either pass out or tap out. One of the two is gonna happen. And when he smiled, I was like, okay, he's accepted it, and we're just gonna ride this out, and the emotions are gonna happen. And he got emotional, which was great. Um, I honestly was okay with it. I thought the booing, once the match was over, that was wild, cause even, like, Triple H tried taking not taking some of the heat, but the crowd was giving him the heat
Yeah.
for it, which I'm glad carried over and actually went to Gunther, on Monday because, my
Uh-huh.
god, I don't keep mine loud either when I'm watching it, and I was for even my edits today I was working on, that was loud coming from my phone that was cut down.
Shit was loud, right?
He was deafening almost. I mean, he was yelling. You could tell by his
Oh yeah.
his body's like he was yelling into the mic to even get anything out. And the words or the sentence, maybe two that he put together
So good.
was all he needed.
It was
And
it
it
was
was
it was reminiscent
fantastic.
of the Roman Reigns "This Is My Yard Now" promo.
It was after the WrestleMania.
hmm
It
Um,
was done so
I
well.
was curious your opinion on that. I didn't know if you liked it or not. When I brought it up, you kind of rolled your eyes. I thought at first, so I didn't know if you're like, "Oh, not this
No,
bullshit." So I was
no,
curious.
I
That's
loved
why
it.
I was really listening. 'Cause I was like, I'm curious what is really is he hating? 'Cause that really got me like, hmm.
What maybe had me rolling my eyes was people that was saying it wasn't loud because that shit was
Oh,
deafening.
okay, that's true. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so Monday I thought it was really I actually will say that I don't think he would have gotten that type of booing if it was like if he would have just put him to sleep. I feel like the Heat wouldn't like the freaking live crowd chased him, not really chased him, but followed him to his freaking bus after Saturday night's main event, yelling obscenities and "you suck" and all that stuff towards him. Like I don't
Mhm.
think that would have happened as crazy if he didn't tap him out.
No, if he would have put him to sleep or if he would have got the pinfall, I don't think it would be as bad.
Yeah, so I
But
thought go ahead,
fulfilling
sorry.
his promise is what got it. That's what got the heat.
Exactly. That's what perfectly got him the heat. And Monday, it paid off well, in my opinion. The one thing I thought was funny too was on Monday is after he went and like gloated, and I kept mocking it. I was like, oh, he's gonna run it back. He's gonna go back into the ring, and gloat. And he did, and and he said what he said on Monday, like you said, where he tapped out like a bitch, and which was awesome. He said it again, too, once he got on the table or like after he got announce table or some bullshit. But I hated that they kicked him out. Like I didn't understand why he got like not really kicked out, but like they told him to go home for the rest of the night or whatever it was. I was like, why? Because he gloated his victory and retired John Cena. I don't understand why he's getting tossed out.
Well,
What did that make sense for? I didn't get it.
that one it doesn't make sense to me, but it's building up more matches with him for
hmm
sure. Um, but I mean, maybe because of everything that did happen after Saturday night, they were just wanting to maybe be kind of careful and make sure nothing happened. Because of course we have seen fans act absolutely insane and try attacking people. So I don't know if they're just trying to be cautious with him right now, just let him do short things and continue the heel momentum. But yet again, I think it was crazy to send him home, unless it was just
I
a
didn't get it.
safety
I get maybe
thing.
I didn't think of that. Like they didn't want him to brawl with anyone backstage or other wrestlers to get in his face that lead to a fight or something. I guess see that, I guess, but I mean it's wrestling, so that's
Yeah,
usually how that's like 60% of the time how matches get set up. I feel like so.
well, see,
Um,
I don't know. They did that with AJ, but I feel like that's too soon.
I did love him going doing like his delivery for it was perfect when he rolled down the window. Hey, AJ, it was like so enthusiastic.
And then laugh.
But
Yeah, I was
is
wrong.
that do you think that's possibly leading to foreshadowing of AJ being his or sorry, Gunther being AJ's final opponent?
as much as I'd hope not, because I think I think we can do a different style match, but I think we are going to get Gunther being the legacy killer and ending
Hmm.
everyone's career.
That would be awesome. I mean, reminiscent of Randy Orton, Legend Killer back in the day.
At some point, we'll get Legend Killer versus Legacy Killer.
Well,
I
we've
mean,
had
it'll
it, but I
happen.
bet it'll happen in the sense of like now that Gunther's gotten those accolades from, or not accolades, but gotten those victories. So that would be interesting because they faced before, like twice now, I
Yeah,
think.
they have
It'll be
the
their
King
third
of the
match.
Ring twice. Yeah.
And then the rematch because Orton's shoulder was up or whatever it was. And then,
Hmm.
dude, and we have a lot to talk about with shoulders up and shit here in a little bit
Oh
because
my
that was fucking
god.
wild. We'll get into that once because I don't want to stray away too far here. I want to stay with SNME for a bit. But oh, that's some interesting shit. But so Cody Rhodes and Obafemi, dude. You, I think, were the one who called this. I think a lot of people called this, but when we talked about this on the podcast, you said more than likely a Drew run-in would make the most sense. And the match was
Mhm.
fine. The freaking crowd loved Oba. He was super over. Got the O chants when he was walking to the ring. They did the Oba style Goldberg chants again.
Yep.
Or the Goldberg style Oba chants. I said that backwards. And the match was fine. You know, they're both getting some big moves in. You know, big crossroad or big Cody cutters and shit were going in, and reversals of all the big moves. Then of course McIntyre came in and started attacking Cody, which led to the DQ. Um, Very fun match, disappointing ending, and I feel like I shouldn't be freaking surprised, but I was fucking surprised.
I honestly hated it. As much as we knew it was coming, it absolutely ruined a great match with them two. Um, I don't know at what point, and it probably was the announce table spot, but Cody cut his ear pretty
That's
good
right. I
too
forgot
in this
exactly what spot
match.
that was. Yeah, because it was like I thought at first he was bleeding out of his mouth because it dripped, I guess, to his mouth when he was like,
Hmm.
you know, face down or whatever it was. So I was like, oh, he's bleeding out of his mouth. And I guess at first I thought he dripped out, but then I realized, oh no, that's his ear. Holy shit! But
Yeah, so it looked like it was an earlobe, but either way, like with with Drew now doing this, and then we see Oba and Cody kind of team up and take out Drew. Are we possibly looking at that being the sign that Oba is going to SmackDown and his first couple feuds are going to be Drew and then back to Cody? Or will it be Drew champion? He goes through Cody to get to Drew. Or does Drew cost him the NXT title?
I do feel like I would be fine with Drew winning the title right now. I mean, this is what the third time they're going to be facing in the last 4 or 5 months for the
Yeah.
title or some bullshit. So I feel like at this point, yes, just because Cody's this second run's all been him and Drew since the Cena stuff, and it's been drawn out pretty far. But it hasn't really all been that interesting for me. So I'm fine if Drew wins it just for more, not even like the viral moment or the shock value, just because I feel like right now Cody's just been so forgettable since he won it back at SummerSlam. Besides the war game stuff, I guess.
Yeah. And I feel like that's something that happens with Cody. When he wins it, the matches kind of like are not there for how the chase
It's only
was.
been one feud besides the war game stuff so far. I mean, for the title, that is, because that's what
No.
I'm really focused on as a title. But yeah, I would be fine with Drew winning it whenever this is. And obviously on Raw, we got that. Or not even Raw. That on Monday, yesterday, they dropped a video on social media. I'm assuming that'll air on SmackDown if you guys haven't seen it, who are watching and listening. But it was a video of Drew and Nick Aldis meeting out at Drew's house, and they were like agreeing to terms for him to return from suspension fully and stuff like that. So like basically Drew's gonna be picking the stipulation of the match, and Cody can't touch him until the match, and if he does, he's stripped of the title, yada yada yada. So that's gonna be, I don't know when. I would assume the next Saturday Night Main Event, which is the week before Rumble, or it could be the January 5th Raw, which would not really make sense since it's a SmackDown title, but that's the only other place I could think of it happening.
Yeah. Uh,
So we'll see where that goes. I guess I don't know what the stip could be. I quit, maybe. I don't know.
unless they give like a big like the anniversary of Raw, unless they just stack it.
Yeah, because Roman was technically SmackDown before that started. I mean, I don't know, I think he's just technically free agent because he's been more on Raw lately. But
Mhm.
yeah. So Raw, he was technically a SmackDown guy until the whole Netflix deal. Then he's been on there the majority of the time. So I don't know. I feel like they do want to keep the brand split, but right now it hasn't been it's not really been, the rules have been lenient on it.
Yeah, it has not been a brand split.
Like they're doing almost
I
like a superstar shakeup again. Just like, oh, this week we have these three. I forgot how that worked. There was like so many people would show up a week from the other show or some bullshit.
I think 3 from each could go where they
Yeah, that's
wanted to.
basically
Yeah.
what it feels like, but with all the main event talent. But yeah, I mean, and then Nathan says, what if they do a triple threat, Oba, Drew, Cody? I wouldn't be against that. That's a good way
I
to also
would.
take the title off Cody without him eating a pin if you didn't want him to eat the pin.
Yeah, and
But I don't
have
know if you would want to have Oba eat a pin or hair or anything on his first, like full, if that was a full-time main roster match. I don't know. I wouldn't be against that though. You just have to book it properly.
yeah, and then Oba could chase because I took the pinfall, and I mean either way, without the title, with the title, Oba's already getting the pop on
Yeah.
SmackDown.
Oh, fuck it.
So
Yeah, please put it
he'll
on
eventually
SmackDown.
get
They
it.
need it, especially with the 3 hours coming up here in January. I don't know. Who knows
Oh
how long they'll
God,
fucking be 3 hours again. Hopefully not a whole year.
it'll probably be a year, unfortunately.
Bailey and Sol Ruka. So I got those. You had got those right. I got those backwards. I said Sol would lose, and then I said Javon and Leon would win. But you said the opposite, and those were right. AJ and Dragon won, and Sol got the win over Bailey. No, on Sol and Bailey, there was no Zarya interference. She was there in support, didn't get involved, didn't attack her afterwards. Nothing.
Yeah, and I think it was a good decision. We've seen now them two work together again as a kind of a partnership. So maybe
Trying to
they'll
get
go.
along.
Yeah, maybe that'll go for a little while. Maybe then that's when the split happens. But this match showed me more of Sol Ruka's talent than what she's shown us on NXT.
Wow.
From the backflip over the top rope, I know she's done it once before. She doesn't do that much, and it looked fantastic. That cartwheel DDT she delivered to
Mhm.
Bailey
Yeah.
was fucking nasty. And I think that there was another move. I know the Soul Snatcher was there at the end, but I mean, she showed out in this match against Bailey.
She countered the rose plant in a really cool way too. I forget exactly. It was kind of reminiscent to how Io did, at Mania 40, but it was like she did like more of like a flip with it or something.
Mhm.
But she like I think
Yeah,
it's like she like caught her hands and then she like flipped forward or some bullshit like that.
she done that one-handed cartwheel. Yeah, she planted with two and then pivoted into the one. I
Yeah, so
think
that was
yeah,
sick as fuck. But yeah, and then she hit that soul snatcher, dude, for the win. Or it was actually a soul snatcher. Bailey rolled out, and then she rolls her back in, and then gets the victory roll pin. I thought I actually liked that. I like that she didn't fully just hit the soul snatcher 1, 2, 3. I like that Bailey was fighting to roll out while in pain, but then she caught her, pulled her in, then like made sure to pin her, like not in just like a normal pin. She's like, all right, if you're gonna fight for this, I'm gonna really pin you. And so she victory rolled it.
What didn't make sense at first for me was you had Soul hit the Soul Snatcher. I understand she had to chase her to get her back in the ring, but why have her do the roll up, have Bailey do the roll up, and then Soul do another reversal to get the pin? I
Just
felt
to keep
like
us on
they
our
should have.
toes, the dramatics, especially for the rookie, someone who's not full-time main roster that we've seen, in 4 or 5 matches this year. I feel like because the main roster only knows her from that. It's crazy, like how there is crossover from NXT, of course, but like we've seen people come over who were like pretty popular in NXT and like don't get as much reaction in the main roster when they first show up, and it's like, really? It's just because
Sure.
it's just not as it's not as much as watched. So that's just my guess. It was just for the dramatics, like to get, oh, is Bailey gonna do it against the rookies? Steal it with the veteran? That's kind of the way I looked at it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. When you say it like that, that does make sense.
Yeah. But that was a good match, and then AJ and Dragon Lee versus Javon and Leon was also a really good match. It was really short though. It was like 6 minutes.
Because they started out flying around.
Yeah, they hit
The
everything
first
right
minute
away.
and a half.
I was
Yeah.
hoping all the matches were really. I mean, it's a 2-hour show, and it was just focused on the Cena stuff. But like, I was really wishing this one went at least 10, 12.
I think AJ slipping kind of sped
That
up a little
was
bit.
not a slip. That is a wise move from a veteran wrestler. So that reminds me of Sabu. So Sabu would a lot of the time do a spot where he would get on the ropes and, oh my fuck, I fell, or he'd fall or slip and catch himself. And he did it to keep the fans thinking that, and he loved it. I forgot who told the story, but in the interview, it's been told a few times but he would look at them and go, "We fucking got him." Anytime that they would believe that he actually slipped or something, he'd be like, "We fucking got him." So I feel that was the Sabu moment, and AJ
Okay.
that because that it was so fluid, and maybe it was just that's because it made Leon look so good, and I think that was the idea was that I'm gonna slip, I'm the veteran, you're the young guy, you're gonna capitalize, and it's gonna look so seamless. The fans are gonna believe that you were just that good about it. I don't know if they really said that, but I could totally see that kind of being like the idea of the conversation in the move.
I
I
mean,
could be wrong. Maybe he really did slip. I don't think so. I think that looked way too good.
it makes that I didn't think of it that way. I really thought he slipped because of the way he fell, but that
He might have. He could have. Maybe I just thought it looked too clean of a fall. Looked like a
yeah, because they
stunt. It's
didn't.
looked like a stunt actor type of like wow, that was really good. Like at first I was like,
And they
oh, it was clean though.
another thing, they didn't play it back either. Normally they replay those type of things.
I don't remember if
Like
they did or
the
didn't.
so it could have just been that he was just trying to put over Leon, like you said.
That's just the way I don't know. Maybe it was a botch and he slipped. Could have been. I don't know. That's just the way
We will
that's
never
just
know though.
I just thought it looked too clean. The way that how Leona quickly got him back up into the spot and they hit like a whatever the fuck he hit afterwards. It was like so clean. It was like, I think that was planned. I think that was a Sabu situation there. I
Could
like
have
it
easily
though.
been.
I like it. It's
Yeah.
like what Mick Foley says. Wrestling isn't always supposed to be all fucking pretty and perfect. It's supposed to be a fight.
hmm
In fights, not
Yeah.
everything looks clean or lands perfectly, or people slip and fall. And I love it. I love it. That's what wrestling should be closer to, in my opinion. Don't get me
It
wrong.
should
I
be. Yeah.
love the Osprey and the Kennys and the Bucks, all their crazy bullshit that they pull and hysterical, over the top dramatics that they can pull with their flying stuff. I love it, but I don't know. I just love all wrestling, so give me it all, you know.
I do.
And then of course we already talked about Gunther John. Match was really good. I did wish in that match that we did see John pull up a little bit more moves than just like the did go for like a sleeper or some type at some point, but he really didn't do anything
hmm
too over the top in this one. And I wasn't hoping for like tribute moves like, oh, fucking whatever, 5-star frog splash. But like I was hoping for like at least some of the moves that he'd pull out in the bigger matches, like this. And I know he's older, so and whatever. But I was hoping for something more. Like the top rope leg drop was cool. I feel like we hadn't seen that much in this final run.
I don't think we had. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and that was another thing. Like we talked about, maybe he could do like his final match. He could pay tribute to a few more people. Like we talked about the
Well, I
Yes
didn't think it
gig.
needed it. I thought it would. I thought it was possible, but I didn't think it needed
Yeah.
it.
No, but I mean that the leg drop. I think was the only thing we hadn't seen that was used
I guess so.
in
I
this
don't really
match.
remember.
Because I mean, he had the five knuckle shuffle, the shoulder tackles, AA, SDFU. I don't think, and the sleeper when he reversed Gunther the one time. But other than
But
that,
yeah, I felt like it was a pretty basic move set from John. I feel like there was actually a lot of people actually complaining more about that. I've seen like, man, I really wish there was a little bit more out of John in that match than what we got. But I do understand why. I still think it was just all part of the he's older, lost a step,
mhm,
can't do. I feel like they could have done maybe a spot where he was like thinking of gonna go hit a move that he hadn't done in a while, like
he
the
could have
springboard
done. Yeah,
stunner, and he's like grabs it up, he's like, then turns around and gets caught because he took too long to decide not to do it. I don't
yeah,
know. Just kind of tell the story of like he can't do that move anymore. He's just at that point in his career, he can't risk it. I don't know,
yeah,
but I liked it overall. I just do wish there was a few extra moves in there.
yeah. The match felt great. I don't feel like it was over rushed. I don't feel like it moved too slow. I think John Cena took what, maybe 12 or more clotheslines from Gunther. I
Mhm.
mean, he did take a beating in this match. And you see it on like his bruises that were already on his body
Oh yeah.
before he got out of up the ramp. So,
I'm glad Gunther chopped him in the back. I always wanted to see John Cena get chopped in the back. And I'm not being like sarcastic, like just like whoever thought we'd see Gunther and just be able to chop John Cena in the fucking back. I feel like that's more brutal than the chest for some reason.
yeah, it probably is. Because your back's probably more sensitive. Because
Well, they fall on their
you're
back, but I feel like it was like his upper back. I feel like that would just be like, ow, that why does that hurt more than my chest? Fuck. Hit my fucking
It
spine, asshole.
probably,
Fuck.
it
Like, I don't know.
probably
I just feel
would.
like it would be. I'm probably wrong. Um, but the ending was good too. I was a little surprised that we didn't get like a whole retirement speech like they were gonna give Goldberg before he got cut off for time. But so I was a little surprised that he didn't get a speech. They did have the roster come out and everything. I did not get the whole Hall of Fame thing like I expected. So it was the only thing they didn't do was that or the speech. Um, the roster came out and applauded him. He bowed down. Punk and Cody like, hey, they did the whole like Hogan thing where Cena
Yep.
and Batista gave him the belt and he held it up and whatnot. They did that with him, and then that was it. Like, and then he went up the ramp and they just kept applauding him. And then he just told the camera, "Thank you for letting me serve you for all these years." And I forgot he said one more thing. And then walked out. And that was it.
Oh yeah.
That was it. So I was a little
It,
surprised, no speech. Um, But yeah, that's it. And I think Cody was teasing that he might be on the podcast because the way he's been wording things lately. Um,
I mean,
on Twitter.
he signed that 5-year deal. He's gonna do ambassador work. He'll do podcasts. He might do meet and greet stuff like that. But
Oh yeah, he'll have like a
I,
WrestleMania meet and greet and whatnot like that.
yeah, I feel like he like is 100% done. There's no chance ever. I don't
I
think.
do think that we'll see like him show up on like anniversary shows or like a random like he might pull an Undertaker in the future where he just comes out, hits an AA or hits an like whatever 5 knuckle shuffle and then runs away. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
Maybe. I
Or
can see
he'll
him.
do what Triple H and Sean do nowadays. They get in the ring and someone tries to confront them. They're like, "I'm retired." Who knows?
I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he may work with people backstage. He might start doing some creative stuff. Who knows?
that'd be weird. Just weird to think about in general. So I want to talk about NXT now because we had something interesting on NXT tonight with the opening matchup: Blake Monroe and Thea Hale. So that match, obviously, and it's been stated by the majority of the top dirt sheets, that ended in a botch. So Thea Hale hits a somersault senton or springboard senton and gets the 3. 1, 2, 3, new champion. And what made this
Yep.
obvious that it was a botch was not only was everyone obviously shocked in Thea, it wasn't just like oh my god, I won shocked. It was like she was like, really? Like when the ref was calling it, the ref like he 1, 2, 3 called for the bell. Bell didn't ring. He goes and grabs the title, brings it in. They play music, but it's Blake's song.
Yep.
They fade it out, and then Thea's song plays, and then finally they get the what's his name on Mike Rome, and he finally announces Thea as the new champion, and commentary's like it's a new because commentary was kind of trying to play it off at first. They didn't know which way to go. You could tell. They're like, wait, that's it? Is it? Are we for sure that's 3? Like they were really trying to put like ride it like we are not sure if the refs got it, and then they must have been told and said go with it, go with it, go with it, and they're like, oh my god, it's happening. So Thea won, and they even posted a video. I don't know if you saw like on Instagram of her just in fucking tears backstage in the locker room, just like holding the title like a baby, just crying like I've been here forever. And, oh, it was so emotional. So I think even Meltzer, I saw his tweet said he goes, Thea winning was not part of the plans. I couldn't tell you the last time this title change has happened this way. That's wild. That's how long it's been that a botched title change has happened at least in WWE.
Yeah. I didn't. So when it happened, I was shocked because I was reading something. I can't remember what was going on. We was talking about AW Dark because they had a special
Oh,
tonight that
that's
was going
right.
on as
I was probably
well.
gonna watch that later. Yeah.
And so I was getting like an update from that, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay, cool." And I look over and I hear it ring the bell. And I'm like, "What the fuck happened? What do you mean?" And it shows she does the springboard, and Blake just doesn't move.
Well, because I posted because I missed my initial reaction because I had some technical issues, but luckily they did the replay, and so I caught that, and I was like rewatching it, because you wanted to see if she actually could, because she puts her arm up, and so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
So they do the replay, and it shows that she just lifts her arm, her shoulder never left the mat, and the ref followed through perfectly. So all the dirt sheets are saying, yeah, it was a botched title change, wasn't in the plans, but they're obviously going to work around it now, and they had that backstage segment with Thea and Blake where Thea was like still emotional, talking about she's been here since she's 18 and whatnot, and she finally won this and yada yada yada. Then Blake came up all, I want my rematch, all sad, like near tears. So They're gonna run with it, so there's probably gonna be people like, nah, see, because they did that segment, so that means it was all part of the plans. For some reason, they just can't admit that WWE sometimes has botches and big ones like this
Yeah.
one. But yeah, it was very interesting to see. Shout out to that ref, in my opinion, for fucking following through the count, because she didn't kick out. I don't know. Some people told me that, like, oh, Thea could have been sandbagging. Yo, if you can't lift Thea Hale and you work for the WWE and you're a pro wrestler and she weighs half a fucking cookie, why are you in the WWE as a wrestler?
Yeah, and excuse me, there's been times where we've seen refs actually stop the count because they're supposed to kick out,
Fucking hate
and we
that.
give them a hard time for it. But now people are going to criticize this ref because
Mm-hmm.
he done his fucking job. And yes, people may be like, "Oh shit, it's a botch," but he done what he's trained to do.
Yep.
Count to three. If you don't lift the shoulders, you lost the match.
Yeah,
I thought it was
so
great.
I hate when they do the fucking like, oh no, there was a little fucking space. Oh no, I saw it. Only me. And they never show the replay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I'm glad the ref followed through here, because that happened recently on a match on the main roster, and people were bitching about the ref not following through.
Tiffany, Jade, and Naya.
Yeah, there you go. And there were people who were bitching that the ref just didn't follow through on the 3, even though they obviously didn't kick out. I forgot who didn't kick out. I don't remember who it was.
I can't either. I
It was
can't
Tiffany.
remember
I
the
think it was
reference.
Tiff. It was on a SmackDown. I think it was Tiffany.
Yeah. But I mean,
Um,
it's nothing bad on the ref. Like, I know they know what's supposed to happen.
yeah, they're told what's. Yeah, but it's in theory, it's like, how stupid of it if like you could see like when they're focusing on the pin that like they're not kicking out, and you're gonna like, oh no, I saw they did it, when like they don't even really move.
Yeah.
I
And
prefer
then,
what that happened tonight.
yeah, like, and of course they're gonna find a way to either fix it or Thea will actually have a decent title reign. They'll figure it out. I mean, things can be pivoted around it. So
Mhm.
we'll see what they decide. But I'm glad Thea got a title.
Finally, we've been talking about how she hasn't been doing much until the Joe Henry stuff, so it was really surprise and perfect timing, I guess.
That's the Joe Henry effect, by God. We believe.
What do you think because they're obviously going to do a rematch, and they'll probably just continue with what they were going to do initially after that. At least is what I guess, unless Thea really catches on even more here, which is possible. You never know.
Mhm.
I think I saw Minnie Portable tweet out after the show, or she might have tweeted during the show, but I saw it after the NXT. She said, she goes, I think this happened with Caitlyn, and that's how we got Caitlyn's run, and it led to the really good AJ Lee feud. And I was like, if that, I don't remember, but if that happened, then fuck, if that could happen with Thea, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Damn, is that how that happened?
I don't know. It was just something she tweeted, and I saw it, and I was like, that's pretty cool if that's what happened. I don't remember,
Yeah.
honestly. I
I
feel like I
don't
didn't
either.
watch
Yeah.
much around that time. So
Unfortunately, I don't think I did either. I was watching it, but I mean,
wasn't as
it
into it.
was, yeah.
Yeah, same. But yeah, so shout out Thea Hale, man. We'll see where this goes. I think New Year's Evil is probably what we'll do the rematch.
Yeah, New Year's Evil, because I think everything right now is double taped.
Yeah, so speaking on that, I think I might have said this last time we did the podcast. I said like they were like filming the Raw, or they were filming this week's SmackDown with Raw yesterday, and then they were gonna film like the Raw for the following after SmackDown. What it was is they're actually filming next week's SmackDown last night, and they're doing SmackDown Live this week, and they're filming Raw on Friday. So instead of doing what they would normally do, where they would do like, okay, we're going to film next week's Raw after Raw, and then SmackDown we're going to do SmackDown and film next week. They've switched it, and I don't understand why personally. I don't know if it was just for ticket sales in December. I don't know. Like, oh, we have the full roster. Maybe more people want to come. I don't know. But that is the weirdest, and it's fine. It works if you get it to work. But if you feel like it'd be easier, because then you just have this side of the roster be on this show, and then this, on this date, and then you don't have to worry about them all being on both dates, right?
You would, but it gives them a whole week off, because now, well, either way, you would have had a whole week.
Well,
but,
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
So,
It's just, I think I feel like it would have been easier for the talent in general. Like, okay, only this part, and maybe a few others who you're going to have crossover, because like we've said, they've been doing that lately, are going to be, but I don't know. Maybe they're like, it'd be better to pay. I don't know. They're all on salary. I don't fucking know.
it doesn't make sense because when I seen an actual calendar of how they had it laid out, like you said, Raw, SmackDown, but this
Yeah, so
SmackDown
so
is for
next week's
here,
SmackDown has already happened
this Raw,
before this Friday
yeah,
SmackDown. It's so weird.
mhm, yeah, and of course I haven't seen spoilers, but of course if you've seen spoilers, so you already know what's gonna happen next Friday when
I
this
think I
Friday hasn't happened.
didn't see spoilers. I don't remember if I did. I don't think I did.
It does not make sense.
Hey, whatever works, I guess, right? But
Yeah.
that's the first time I've ever heard him doing it that way. So we had an Ethan Page promo, which felt pretty
Mhm.
drawn out, honestly. I feel like it happened because of the random title switch. But we had Stacks come out, who has the TNA International title, got very little reaction until he started talking with Ariana. Then they were starting to get reaction because they're really good on the mic. I also felt like his accent was less as thick. Like it was there when he said certain words, but it didn't sound as thick. It felt like he was using his normal voice during some of that,
Yeah, I feel like he's going away from his accent. I think
for
they're trying to
sure.
work that out.
So, and obviously we had Ethan get attacked by Tony D, I believe it was last Tuesday.
Mhm.
So nothing of that continued tonight. So
No.
they're moving on, I guess. I really don't know because Moose came out, which was awesome from TNA, and I thought he was going to go after the international title, but and he said that I'm not going. I'm not here for the international. I'm coming for the North American title, which I think is dope. So that's happening. I think they said in a few weeks. So one of the tape shows, I think it's happening on. Um, Same with Chelsea. They announced that she's going to be in a match against. I got confused. I thought they said it was going to be Ethan versus Soul for a minute when they announced that, but it was Chelsea, which makes way more sense. But that's happening in a few weeks too. So yeah, I don't know why they're not just putting this on New Year's Evil. Personally, I know it's like a bit out, like 3 weeks out, but still.
Uh, I don't know. I like that Moose is going for the North American. I feel like he could be the next one from TNA to go to WWE. I don't think this is the way of doing that, but this would put gold back in TNA since WWE constantly has TNA gold.
Yeah, that's true. Um, I do feel like TNA right now is starting to become a feeder league.
A feeder league.
Basically they're their own company who works with a bigger company, but once they have talent that get really over, that talent eventually goes up to WWE.
Okay.
Essentially,
Yeah.
like so back before there was NXT, you know how like WWE worked with other indies out there like OVW and other shit like that. Back in the day,
Mhm.
there was like a lot of different ones, and then FCW and all that, and that's what became NXT. So that's how it feels like NXT has their own that now, where TNA, like we've seen it with Jordan now, we've seen it with Joe. Now we're seeing more of Leon on TNA on NXT. We've seen Moose a little bit here and there more
Mhm.
on NXT. I'm assuming Mike Santana could be another one. We've seen him a bit on NXT. And a few others, but I feel like there's ones that are always being more consistent than others. And Leon right now being one of them, like Joe was. Um, yeah, that's what I feel like TNA is just becoming. They're gonna slowly become that feeder league.
Yeah, I
Not a bad
didn't.
thing, honestly, as long as
No,
they're
it's
not bought
not.
by WWE.
No, and the good thing is they're both going over there. So like the people from NXT that may not be getting the pops yet or still are building that momentum, we're seeing
Yeah,
in T.
they get more reps, especially because NXT does house shows. I mean more than the main roster now. That's gonna be something interesting to see, like how the lack of house shows. I'm assuming for both, NXT gets them again more, but like are gonna affect a lot of the wrestlers in WWE because like that was how a lot of people got their reps and ended up like getting comfortable with their characters and stuff like that. I'm curious how that's gonna translate here over the next like decade if that stays that way.
Yeah, because we seen tonight, NXT announced what 8 house shows
Yeah,
starting in February.
yeah. Well, and actually WWE is gonna be doing a lot here going. I think they're going overseas soon. I might be wrong on that. Like, yeah, for Rumble
Yeah.
when they go right here in
Mhm.
January. So here in January, I think they're going to be doing a lot of shows over there, like house show wise. I
Yeah,
think
they
Sean Ross
still
Sapp did a
do
thing
that.
saying like they're going to be like on their busiest stretch in like a few years, like the talent.
Jesus.
Yeah, like actually show wise, like working wise, like not just media and all that. Like actually wrestling, they're going to be on their biggest busiest stretch in a while.
That's good. Like you said, more reps for him, but hopefully it doesn't do burnout on a lot of them.
I mean, it's not. I mean, they were doing what 200 plus fucking shows. That's what burned out Moxley was doing 200 plus shows a day,
Yeah.
or not a day. Jeez Louise, a year. And you just went, yeah, you didn't even catch that either. But yeah, a year. That's what burned Moxley. He was very open about, just working so much and just not being satisfied with what he was doing is what burned him the fuck out.
And
But yeah, so I'm just
it,
curious where it's gonna lead, like people like Mello and like people coming up from NXT not getting their time to do, like, just settle themselves. I feel like the house shows help them settle in and kind of try new things and stuff like that they couldn't try in front of a crowd on TV.
I don't know. Because going to house shows was easy ways for people like me to go see a show
That
when you
wasn't
couldn't afford
overpriced.
to go see
Yeah.
Raw or
And
SmackDown.
now they barely exist.
Yeah, and to go like the house show that came to Greensboro, Saturday, this past Saturday. Um, it was like $35, I think, for a ticket, which isn't bad.
It's really good.
Um, so and it was sold out in Greensboro. I think Javon, no, maybe it was, yeah, it was the 13th. So Javon wasn't there. So I mean, that's, he's from Greensboro, but he had his moment on Saturday night. But it's still done a big crowd for him. They still got the reps. So I think that's going to help a lot of the younger talent, but it's really going to, in my opinion, it's going to hurt the people like you said, Carmelo,
I don't know if
over
it
once he
will.
gets
I'm just
there.
curious if it'll show a difference. I don't know. If it'll take guys longer to click on the main roster because of it. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. There's a lot of
And we may also see
I think
people last
Seth.
longer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously it'll be good for their health not working as much. I feel like there should be a nice medium of how, because it feels like they just abruptly disappeared over like within like a 6 month period, and it's like boom, all right, we're only doing, or like every 3 times a year there'll be a span of house shows, mainly
Hmm.
international. It's like, oh.
Yeah,
But
because they did a lot in Japan
yeah, I don't
this
want them to be
past month.
working almost 300 days a year. Fuck no. Or wrestling 300
No,
days a year, that is. Um, but at least, cut that into a quarter, 75. Or it would already be like 650 whatever week, because there's like 50, 60 something weeks in a year. I forget how many. So they're already doing like 50 whatever shows if they're booked every week, a year. So just add another, I don't know, fucking 30 house shows at least in fucking states. I don't know.
it would help, but yet again, I think they look at it more as trying to take care of the actual person than just.
I saw Seth made a comment about it recently. Like I forgot exactly what he's talking about, but he brought up about how like house shows like being less and less, because he was talking about how like when he hurt his knee, he was working almost 300 days a year, wrestling 300 days a year and whatnot. And now he was like, now it's not even like that. Like we're not even close to that anymore. Um, and he was like, I am curious how that's gonna. I forgot exactly what he was like answering, but he was basically, I am curious how that's gonna pan out, next decade for a lot of these people coming in.
We'll see. I mean, it may not affect them, but yet again, it may. It may. Who knows?
Hank and Tank. So this was not a bad match, Hank and Tank and OTM. I just can't rarely get into Hank and Tank stuff for some reason.
The Belly Boys. I don't know. It got over big in Noah when they were there. From what
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
They're good
highlights of.
wrestlers too. Like they're not bad. I have no issue
No,
with them in ring. I just don't get. And the match was fine. Like it was a solid match with Hank and Tank getting the win over OTM. I was hoping OTM would get the win, but
I feel like OTM had momentum to go to the main roster when they were with Jada Parker, who's for some reason disappeared. But they got
oh, she
injured.
has, huh?
She lost
Uh,
to Lash, and now she's kind
she's like, I
of
lost to a
gone.
chick who just went to the main roster. I'm done. I'm just kidding.
Unless she's
Uh,
going to the main roster.
maybe. Kevin says without house shows or live events, shows talent cannot build chemistries with each other. Yes, they can. It just won't be as fast. I feel like, at least.
It won't be as fast, and you might see a few more slip ups because they're not as fluent in what they're doing. But I don't think it would, the chemistry. I don't
Logan
think that'll fall
Paul.
off.
We'll talk about that on Raw, but his match with Ray sucked.
Oh yeah.
When he doesn't get to rehearse, man, I tell you. What else do we have on NXT tonight? Oh yeah, Ricky Saints. He showed up in like an SUV during this tag match, and it was like flanked by security. We didn't know it was him until later when he came out of it, but I figured it was him with all the security. I was like, oh, it's Ricky. He's afraid of Javon. We also had a backstage promo with Javon, and or not backstage. It was at the start of the show. He was waiting in the parking lot, and Leon Slater eventually pulled him inside right before Ricky showed up, which was, of course, ironic.
It's convenient.
Convenient. That was the
I
word I
don't.
was looking for. Yeah. But Ricky came out and just talked about why the fans, they wanted it to be Javon that throned Oba, not Ricky, and stuff like that, and how well it was him that did it, and yada yada yada. And eventually Javon came in and beat him down. It was actually a pretty solid promo from Ricky.
He was. So he came out. They were still cheering him, and he even made the comment on it. They still love me. Um, and then halfway through his promo, he finally got the Ricky the door, Ricky the door, kind of like they do for
Regs.
Briggs. So I guess he finally is starting to get the heel turn that I guess they were expecting him to have, but I don't feel like he's gonna have to do something kind of like what Ethan did, not that level to get that heel push or to actually show us he's gonna be the heel in and we know he's the heel in the feud, but to get the crowd to truly turn on him.
Oh, and they did. They did right at that point. And they were, and plus when Javon came out too. So, yeah, but it was a solid promo from Ricky with Javon finally beating him down afterwards. We had Ren QCC, Ren Sinclair, and Kendall Gray took on Fallon Henley and Laney Reed. We had JC Jane on commentary. I called her Don Callis during this match. I just didn't want her on commentary, honestly. This is not a bad tag match. I don't know what it was, but Laney Reed was just boring me in this match.
I don't think she had a lot of time in the ring. And
She
if
did. She's got her
she
ass
tagged
kicked the
out
whole
quick.
time.
That's okay. Yeah, maybe I didn't realize that.
Yeah, she was getting her ass kicked. At least at the beginning. Maybe it wasn't as long as I thought. But it does say back from commercial, Laney Reed was in control on Ren Sinclair pressing the attack, so it might have been a while. But
It might have been, yeah, because when they went to commercial after the like 619 around the ring post, they went to commercial, and I felt like the commercial took forever. Maybe that's what drugged me out of it. The match was still going on for us,
yeah,
but
with
it
the
took so
VPN.
long to get from commercial to the show starting back.
But yeah, we saw Kettle Gray get the cross arm bar submission on Fallon, who tapped, and I was waiting for JC to get in there and for a brawl, but it didn't happen. I was kind of surprised by that.
I I don't know. They're not wanting. They have had moments where they've brawled and had like fights, but they are not wanting to jeopardize, I guess, this match in any way. Because they have yet to really have her attack Kendall or Kendall, jump JC. So it makes me wonder: are they going to have Kendall win this?
Um, I don't think so. Especially with her tapping Fallon out tonight. I definitely think Fallon and Laney will get involved and cost her at New Year's Evil.
They'll have to take out Ren, but yeah, I can see that.
Oh, unless they get another member, because that's just easy for them to do. They'll outnumber Ren easily.
Carmen Petrovich, Wendy Chu, anybody.
I'm fine with Carmen. I feel like she hasn't really been doing much at all, at least on NXT.
No,
It's
she's
gonna be
stuck on
Nikita
Raw.
Lyons.
Good. I mean, there's plenty of people because they have plenty of women's talent.
We had Izzy Dame on the phone. I don't even remember this. I might have been in the bathroom or something. Izzy Dame is on the phone with somebody, and Nico Vance appears to have disappeared. She finds the Shawn Spears doll and hangs up. Oh, I remember seeing the double heart. She finds the Shawn Spears doll and hangs up. And yeah, so Nico Vance has disappeared apparently.
Yeah, because I think it was before the North American title. The Culling had a moment where they were walking to the little clubhouse area, and there was a doll sitting there. I think it might have been Nico.
Mm.
Was the wrestler that was sitting there, and they're like, "What is this?" And Izzy said she knows what it is. She'll handle it, or she was finished with Tatum, something like that. Then of course we went to the NXT match, and now Nico's disappeared.
Womp, 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 womp. He'll be hardly missed. Um, we see Lola Vice. She says that she would be watching her back if she had done what Izzy did to Tatum, and Dame wasn't listening really. We see Kalani. She rejoined the locker room. She forced her way back in and started unloading all her stuff. Lola and her go back and forth, and Lola tells her gymnastic has nothing on MMA, so we're gonna get those two here soon.
Yep.
Shiloh Hill and Skylar Ray are going to be facing Channing Stacks Tatum and Ariana Grace next week. It's gonna be funny because that means Stacks is gonna lose. I think.
I would think so,
I
but
feel like Grace will to eat the pin since he's TNA International Champion, but. I like this backstage segment too because there's a few times but there's a moose in the parking lot. So like when they had Chelsea and Ethan backstage, it's like, what are you gonna do about that moose in the parking lot? Like it's Florida. Hello. She's like so confused. But then she was like, you need to defend your title, and Moose is a good opponent for you and all that. But even Chelsea came in and she was like, what are you going to do about that moose or whatever the fuck out there? You guys know there's a moose out there? I just love it. And then I think Shiloh or Stacks came in and said the same thing. No, Shiloh, he says a moose is in Florida. It's quite interesting, actually. They end up big. And that's when we saw Stacks and them show up. So I just love how they kept bringing up the moose thing. It was funny. And then the main event. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The stuff they're doing with Shiloh, I like. They're making his character different than what we have seen from everyone else that comes in.
Yeah, he's just an oddball.
But like his random knowledge about stuff, like he was the moose thing. Of course, that makes sense. But like he has just so much random knowledge that he just rambles about. It feels like you could more connect with his character right now than you can some of the other ones. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe that's
yeah.
just me.
He's just intriguing. He's interesting. He's interesting to hear what he has to say and what it's going to lead to.
And then on the other side of that, you got people who won LFG before, like Jasper Troy, who's a speed champion, which we figured out about. Is going to get another tournament starting soon.
Yep.
And that they're not really doing anything with. And Jasper Troy, his first feud was Javon, Ricky, and Oba.
Well, not really feuds. Kind of, I guess. Yeah, I guess they were kind of feuds, yeah.
And ever since then, we ain't seen nothing. And unfortunately, same thing with Tyra May Steele.
Yeah, she mainly evolved, but she did the thing with Ethan and Chelsea and Tavion. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel like they should be unless like you're like an Oba level, and they did really well with Jasper, like introducing him in his first match against Oba, making him look really good. You know, he also lost to Javon. I think he beat Ricky once, and then Ricky beat him. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
stage, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I feel like he did cool off a bit, but I think that's fine because he still has a lot to grow, and he's barely, he's been there probably for like a year or more. I think of that. A lot of the people from LG have only been there for like a year, if not less.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that does make sense.
That's just the way I would think, I guess. So I'm fine with him at the speed title, and I still would like if the speed title just took over the Heritage Cup rules. I like that way better than the 3-minute and 5-minute matches. Personally.
Yeah, less titles would be better, but
that too. That too.
That's the best option.
Dion Lennox, Joe Henry, Leon Slater, and Miles Bourne. I thought we were gonna see Dion versus Oba, but fucking apparently. But Leon won, and this was a fantastic match, by the way.
Yeah, there was people in my chat that was like, Leon needs to win this, and I was like, he would be the Kendall Gray, surprise win if he does.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a few people in my chat that thought he would win. I thought, yeah, Leon's gonna win. I was like, I mean, whoever wins is gonna lose to Oba, but I don't think he's gonna win. But he did.
They might decide to put double titles on Leon. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Leon Slater is now signed to the WWE. His contract was bought out by WWE.
But it was a good match. I feel like Miles Bourne kind of took the rough end of this match. Like, of course, he got 2 finishes back to back, but like majority of this match, he was down. he didn't have a lot of big moments, in my opinion.
Yeah, he had a few moves. I wouldn't say really anything like his like where he thought he was gonna win it for sure. I thought it was gonna be Dion Lennox since they had that confrontation, Oba and him a few weeks ago. So I was like, oh, this is how Dion faces Oba, gets beat down or whatever. But kind of made it look like he could be a main event player or something. But no, they're going in on Leon on this one from TNA. So a little surprising because I didn't really think they were gonna go with that. They're kind of still leaning on the TNA NXT stuff right now with Moose now, and then of course Stax has the international title from TNA. So I don't know if this is gonna lead to more TNA versus NXT like type of. I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, I did hear them say on NXT that this Thursday there's a 5-man steel cage match,
Yeah, that's
TNA
right.
versus NXT. So over there they're still doing it, which I don't think anyone in that match is in it.
Well,
But
it's Lexus King, Stax, Tyson and Tyreek, High Rise. I forgot who else.
okay, see, I didn't even know that. But
Yeah, I don't watch TNA in the weekly. I'll see tweets about it from people who that I follow that keep up with it and whatever and watch it. But yeah, they've been building this up for a minute. But a lot of the feeling I get from the most people that I follow is like this is like it's Stax and Lexus and Tyson and Tyreek versus blah 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 blah. I don't know who from Team TNA, but it's like I'm not invested in these guys. Why should I care?
it's the way of getting more reps. It's,
It is.
maybe like yeah, not having the house shows, even though NXT is the way of getting reps somewhere.
Yeah. And we've learned that they don't get paid for those reps though. Like they don't get added on extra because most of these people are
Yeah,
salaried. I think it would be the same for NXT because that's what Rich Holland said that he wasn't getting paid. Like, oh yeah, you get paid for working this TNA show. No, like I just still get my salary.
yeah, no bonus for doing double duty 1 week.
Like, oh, it's part of your contract. We'll make you work dates randomly,
Yeah,
which is
something I
fine,
don't know.
but crazy. Anyways, a solid show in NXT tonight. Yeah, we'll see where if Liana pulls the shocker up on Oba if he could do what Javon couldn't.
It wouldn't. I wouldn't be mad, but it would be another surprise.
It'd be funny. So Raw, we already talked about Gunther earlier. And his opening of the show, that was great. New Day and Usos got a lot of fucking time.
Dude, did they fucking ever?
I didn't expect him to have almost a 20-minute match.
I mean, maybe it's because of the history they've had, like the tag matches they've had in the past. But damn, this match was long.
And not in a
And
bad way. It was good. And it wasn't
no,
as good as like their Hell in a Cell or other matches they've had, but it was still really good.
it was. Grayson fucking Waller. He, damn, he aggravates the hell out of me.
That's funny. I thought shoot, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I thought it was interesting that the Usos came out to, and this is like not the first time, but they keep coming out to Jay's theme together
Mm-hmm.
when they're supposed to be going for the tag titles. So right now, my prediction is they don't win the titles. They'll lose either the title match or whatever. Because I think they might. In my head, I feel like they should get another match before they get a title shot because they haven't really been a team consistently as long. So I feel like they should get another win, and they'll do so. But once they get to that world title, the tag title match, they lose, and then that's when Jimmy, like whatever, there's just like there's dissension between the two. They're not really get clicking. And Jimmy's like, "Oh, we had to do everything your way. We had to use your theme song. We had to do the match the way you wanted. You wanted to get the pinfall, blah, blah, and look at us. We didn't win shit." And I think that's when they're gonna do the separation again. I could be wrong because obviously we had Jay and Jimmy just a few years ago at Mania, and we're back in that Mania season almost. But that's where I feel like we're going. Was why the fuck are they still using his theme?
I mean, we've been calling the heel turn for a while
Mm-hmm.
now, but I feel like they they go that way, and then oh, we're gonna do this instead. And then hey, he's still gonna do this, and he's gonna be heel at this point. Like you said in the past, long storytelling. It makes sense, but I don't want Jay versus Jimmy again. That was, in my opinion, the worst match at WrestleMania that year.
Fair.
So if he does turn heel, he needs to take Jimmy out because he's going to take time off of Naomi anyway. So then him have a heel run in WWE without having to face Jimmy, that would work for me. But I don't think that's where they would go with it, unfortunately.
I don't know why they're using his theme then. It makes no sense.
No, I mean, what was it? What show was it? Saturday Night WrestlePalooza. Because I
Yeah, they came out
remember
to the Usos theme
Hangman.
that
Yeah,
night.
they came out the Uso Penitentiary. So they have it. They just got to hit the right track button
That's
next
why I
time.
think it's a storyline related thing.
It has to be.
Especially because he crashed out and then, oh, okay, I'm good. Let's do a tag team. You know what I mean? That's what happened. The week prior, he fucking lost his mind for losing in the tournament, and then the next week, hey, Oos, we want to go for the tag titles.
Rikishi talked some sense into him.
Yes.
That's what it was.
That's why I think it's all storyline related. I mean, it would make sense to me at least.
Rikishi's gonna be the one to help him turn heel. That's what
I did it for The Rock. After that match, we did have a backstage segment with Logan and the Vision. Logan was congratulating Bronson on taking out LA Knight. And now that was CM Punk's turn. Logan asked if the Max Man was going to show up, but Paul says he doesn't know who he is, but he'll take the help as long as he's allied with their vision. Braun pulls Paul Heyman aside, says that Punk's here. He wants to take him out tonight, not waiting. Paul has to talk sense into him about not doing it. And if he does it, then he'll have to wait longer than January 5th to win the title because he'll be out long. If he does it tonight, he convinces Breaker to, like, all right, you're right. Beat his ass tonight. And then Logan just tells him to lock in and help me get ready for the match because he knows he wants to just go jump Punk.
Yeah, I like how they're doing, like, they'll have like the little meeting backstage where they're all there talking and they have like little side conversations, like it's a little sitcom where the backstage people are still talking, you just can't see it. And because they done it last week with Logan, when Logan was trying
Wanted
to
help with Ray,
get,
yeah.
wanted help with Ray, and then we got you. I like this guy. Paul walks back over the Braun and Breaker, and they're talking, and then he finished filling them in.
Yeah.
And they're doing so it's giving them the ability to build the vision and then build up the individual stories of what they're doing. And I feel like we're going to get something with Bronson at some point because right now he's just
Well, he did the thing
he's
with
not.
Roman and won the street fight.
Yeah, but since then he's kind of the oddball out. I feel like Logan's going to push for the IC at some point, and Breaker's doing this over here. What are they going to do with Bronson? Is he just going to be the enforcer right now?
No, I think they're just cooling him. I don't know why, but I think they're just slightly trying to cool him down because they want to focus on Breaker right now.
And if Breaker falls short, then that's when they
And not even really
Reed
cool him down.
up.
They're just not even focusing on him much, is really what I mean.
They're not, no.
But it led to the main event where we saw the Masked Man help Logan. Bronson and Braun try to come out, but CM Punk came out and ran them off. After he told Ray earlier in the night that he'd have his back. So he ran him off with a chair. That led to eventually the Masked Man coming out and helping Logan beat Ray, which, again, if I said it earlier, was a fucking... how do you have a bad match with Rey Mysterio? Logan Paul managed to do it twice now.
Yeah, twice. It doesn't make sense.
It could just be a no chemistry thing with them. I don't know. I want to put it on just the talk of that Logan's only, a lot of the time his big pay-per-view matches are like super heavily rehearsed. They practice so much leading up to it, exactly how the match is going to go down in a practice ring, not really a practice ring, but just practicing in a ring somewhere, going over the whole match. And I feel like on his Raw matches or his TV matches, he doesn't get that. And I feel like almost all of his TV matches have been shit.
Yeah, like the awkward Bronco Buster. I don't know what the hell he was supposed to do, but that was probably not it.
Yeah,
Like,
he's good when he gets the time to rehearse, but when he's tasked like a normal wrestler, it shows that he has a lot to go. But not a terrible match. Well, not the best match. It could have been a lot better.
Unfortunately, this was probably the worst, in my opinion. The worst match of the night.
Yeah. And then, of course, after the Masked Man helped Logan was like staring at him with the brass knuckles, like like basically waiting for the masked man to make a move if he was gonna hit him or whatever. So Logan just stood there while he was on the apron. Punk finally came out afterwards and it made the masked man run through the crowd. And then that led to Breaker and them coming out and beating down Punk. And then it led to the masked man finally revealing himself as Austin Theory. Who would have thought? Well, everyone
Yeah.
really expected. So I wasn't mad at this reveal. I'm just glad they got it done now instead of dragging this on, because it was obvious people didn't really want it to go super long.
No, I thought it would last till January 5th. I really did.
So did I. I'm glad it didn't, though.
But I'm glad it happened here because this gives us time to try to figure out what play he has inside here, this story as well. We had talked about it before. He was once part of the vision that Seth had with Buddy as well during the pandemic era. So they've already got their chemistry together, but now it's not with Seth because we know Seth is out of the vision. So it's just like Paul Heyman's vision for the future of WWE. Is that basically now what this is?
Seems like it. So yeah, we'll see. Because Paul was claiming, of course, like we talked about, that I don't know who it is as long as they're aligned with our vision. So I'm assuming he'll take them in since he's been helping them and not seemingly trying to do anything to them. But I hope this is finally the thing that pushes Austin over, because like you said, he was in part of that initial vision, and he was kind of, everything went down with that with COVID, and then he went back to NXT over time. And then, of course, they did the whole John Cena thing with him. That fell flat, even though he won at Mania 39. It just never didn't leave a lasting mark and didn't really bring him up like they had hoped to. So this is, third strike and you're out. Hopefully it's not, because other than that, I don't know what they'll do with him if this fails, besides regulate him to random matches on main event and then quietly letting him go or letting his contract expire. So I'm hoping this works out, because I feel like this is his last big chance.
Yeah, what really hurt Austin Theory, he had great momentum on NXT, and then the damn golden egg thing,
Oh my
and then
God, I forgot about that.
he was Vince's like little puppet for a while, and then once Vince left, Roman hit him with the "What are you gonna do? Your daddy's gone." That
Oh
kind
my
of
God, I forgot about that too.
that really, in my opinion, is what kind of buried him there. And now I'm hoping this pushes him back, like you said. But
And then wasn't that when
because
Theory cashed in for the fucking US title instead, when after Roman said that?
yes, fucking Christ, yeah. I
I
forgot
mean,
about
he beat
that.
Seth. I get the idea. Well, he'll beat Seth. He'll look strong. I don't know about that, but I forgot about that line. So yeah, we'll see what the fuck happens, man. But I'm hopeful of this, because I like him a lot. So I'm hoping this works.
Yeah. And then, of course, the internet. I know you've had to have seen it. The comparison to him and Garcia.
Oh, the hair and all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
shaved his head. Yeah. I also, it's funny when he was like, I figured, because he only had the the normal mask and you could see his eyes, but when they like had him on the crowd and they zoomed in, for some reason his eyes looked like the Miz for me before he took off the mask.
They
I
did.
was like, because it's funny, because someone even like replied to my like thing, like my post about it. They're like, says the whole time that it's obviously Austin Theory. Close up 2 seconds before the reveal, and he says, "Is that the Miz?" Because it looked like the Miz for a second. I was like, "Wait a minute, is that the fucking Miz?" And then it was Theory. But I was like, "Okay, yeah, duh." I was like, but I don't know why the eyes just really made me think the Miz for a second.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and I guess because of the reveal, but like this is the first time we actually got to see any bit of his face, eyes, anything. Because they've
Yeah, we
done
didn't know if he
great
was
for like
white,
2 weeks.
black, Asian. We didn't know shit.
Yeah. And then they were like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go ahead and do it, which is fine. But, and like, I'm hoping this side because for fuck's sake, he's been a heel since he came to the main roster. I was hoping he would take out Waller and be a face. I felt that would have worked.
Mhm.
But maybe this side of him being a heel with Paul Heyman will get him over. That is what I'm hoping. Because
I
if
hope they
not,
don't just fully drop. I know he's been out for a while, but I hope they don't just fully drop him and Waller, because I know Waller just mentioned it. I was like, oh, he's injured, but last I'm part of the New Day now or whatever. So I'm hoping that like they somehow, because New Day's on Raw, so I'm hoping, excuse me, that somehow they just cross paths and kind of like, oh, you left me high and dry once I got injured, bitch. Let's go, motherfucker. This is the real me. You know what I mean? I don't know. That'd be cool for just like a one random Raw.
yeah, it wouldn't be bad because They'll give Waller a match, but then you know, he, I don't know. I feel like Waller's just stuck in limbo right now.
I don't hate what he's doing with the New Day. He's a good comedy character, but he's a really good wrestler too, and I do wish he would work more like in the mid card.
I do too. Like either get him, his character's great, and like we don't even do the whole Austin Theory, not Austin Theory shit. Grayson Waller, what was it? Down under
Waller effect.
thing. Waller effect. Yes. Um, we don't really see that much anymore because that was a good heel gimmick in NXT.
I think
But
last
we've
time we
seen it
saw it
here
was
and
on
there.
NXT. I think.
Yeah, so I guess it's just something they didn't get over on the main roster.
I don't know. I guess. I felt like they took one of its most unique things away of it on the main roster where they do the Instagram live. But the last time they did it on NXT, it was back. So I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, so we'll see what happens with Waller, I guess, too. I'd love to see him wrestle more. Um, we had Rhea and Io show up, and we also had a Kabuki Warriors promo before this, which was pretty good. Just them basically saying that they were going to retain their tag titles against whoever they have to face. And then so they're Io and Rio supposed to go in the ring, and talk about that. And immediately there in the crowd, like as soon as they turn on the barricade, Asuka miss Rhea, and Kyrie jumps over and starts going after Io. So they just get beat down. That's just all that just happened. They just get beat the fuck down. And actually, at one point, Jessica Carr was trying to they all refs and everyone came out, and Asuka fucking hip checked her off the apron.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I don't know why Oscar and like Kyrie. Yeah, I understand the sneak attack, but like, I don't know. Maybe they're. I feel like they're pushing this fast for this tag match, in my opinion.
Well,
But
I did. I'll just say I read the SmackDown spoilers. I ain't gonna say anything else.
but like Charlotte and Liv, they technically would have the next up because they lost. They
Charlotte and
can do
Liv.
the rematch. Not Liv. Fucking holy shit,
Bliss.
Alexa. Yeah. But yeah, they should have next up, in my opinion. But they've kind of just kept the feud going with Rhea and Io and the Kabuki Warriors from the last pay per view.
I actually agree. I would be for that. What did you think of the Ivy Now Maxine Dupree Women's Intercontinental Title match?
It was good. It was really good on Maxine Dupree's work in the dungeon is actually showing, in my opinion. I feel like her in-ring skill was better. I feel like she had more energy. But then yet again, I feel like they haven't really had Ivy doing a lot.
No.
She's been gone. She's not even been doing Saturday
She's
night.
been on Nick Khan's infamous bench.
Yeah. So I hate that for her. But Maxine really impressed me in this match. I was expecting maybe Becky to show up, but no, that didn't happen either.
Yeah, was Becky on the show at all? I don't think so, right?
She was not.
But yeah, a solid match too. I agree. Maxine has improved so much in the ring. I know we've said that the last few weeks since she's won the belt, but she did not disappoint here. And Ivy Nile is very solid, very underrated in the ring. So I like the little story they had with Maxine not beating Ivy in the past in singles action. So it was cool to do that and have Ivy get the title shot since we haven't seen her in a while. Yeah, I liked it. That was a good match, and I'm really excited to see Maxine keep growing like this.
And then she had a backstage moment with I think Bailey as well after the fact.
Yeah.
What Bailey was excited for and didn't even kind of, say, "Hey, I want a title shot," or kind of hint at it. More or less was like, "Yeah, congratulations!" And she was like, "I'm gonna go celebrate." And then we cut light to Lyra.
Yeah, she showed her bloody finger. It looked like her nail had ripped, so her fucking finger was all bloody.
And so then it was like, "Oh, Lyra and tag division." So now I'm wondering, are we gonna see Maxine have more matches against people we don't really see have those opportunities? Because Lyra and Bailey are in the tag division.
Everyone's in the tag division. It feels like right now.
That is, yeah, because
Like
that's
besides
even
Nikki,
where.
Raquel, who else? Everyone else was. I know I'm missing someone. You and Rhea are down there now. Liv and Roxanne are.
Uh-huh. Yep,
Charlotte
Naya
and Alexa
is
Bliss. Nia and Lash.
living
The
on
Bookies,
fan. You probably said
obviously.
that.
Like they're all tied, and I'm fine with
Stephanie's
that. But it's like,
not.
like who else do we have for Steph right now? Besides Nikki,
Oh
obviously, because we
shit!
saw Nikki attack her during the damn Raquel match.
Is there no one? There's no one else. Holy hell!
Here, I'm gonna
There
look at
has
the
to be
current
no
Raw
one else.
women's roster. All right, current women's roster. Here we go. Current roster, I guess AJ Lee if you want.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So you got AJ on Raw, Asuka, Bailey. I'm just naming everyone on Raw. Becky, Ivy, EO, Heidi, Lyra, Liv, Maxine, Natalia. I guess Maxine can defend against her too. Nikki, Bella, Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Stephanie Tamina. I don't know why I'm counting her, but it has it on there. And Zoe's, but she's injured. So yeah, like literally everyone is tied in tag team. That's not Raquel, Nikki, Maxine, and yeah, and Ivy
So
and Becky.
she's gonna be the champ till Zoe comes back, or Natalia gets the match,
I guess I don't know.
or Jackie Redmond will have an open challenge, and she'll win
maybe
it. I don't
yeah,
know.
I was gonna say maybe Becky will start going up there and start working with Stephanie. I don't know.
I mean, if you want to be technical about it, there, Jessica Carr, she wrestles on Evolve, so she could technically, if she wanted to have a match.
Sure. Sure, let's just put the ref for a women's title match. Nah, but yeah, no, everyone's really tied up in the tag division for the women right now.
Yeah, maybe some NXT talent can come up and get matches.
Hey, you know who they should bring up? They should bring up Lash and Jacar. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Lash is up now. But she's in a new tag team.
Jada Parker.
Yeah, Jada would work, honestly. Carmen. I mean, if you just need bodies. Lola. What haven't we talked about? Oh, AJ and Dragon Lee had a backstage interview. They want to defend their tag team titles again. It's not an interview, but they're talking to Pierce. So they're gonna bring the fire anytime. And oh no, this was a backstage interview, and they were gonna go talk to Pierce. I'm sorry. That's when Nikki Bella rose up, so she won't apologizing for putting people that are beneath her into their place. She's not being appreciated for being the legend that she is, and Stephanie and Raquel should be shining her boots. Yeah, I didn't like that match ended in a DQ with her getting involved.
I didn't either. It was not the best decision for the ending of the match. You could have had her easily attack after, and it would have been okay.
Oh yeah, I thought Raquel was gonna lose clean here.
But no, this sets up a triple threat, so that makes sense.
Yeah, did you see the bump on Raquel's head after that she posted on social media?
Holy shit.
She was not.
I seen her head hit the steps, and I was like, "Oh god, if they go back over there, she's going to be pouring blood because of
She
the way she
wasn't.
hit." No, it was just a huge knot.
But yeah, so I hated that ending. But shout out to her for taking that bump. We have a backstage. There was a backstage promo. We forgot to talk about Dominic, Liv, Roxanne. JD's out, and he revealed on social media he's out with an injury. He had surgery. He said it won't be gone long. Finn Balor, he said like he was with JD, so he might not be here for a while for some fucking reason.
Yep.
That's when Liv told Raquel, "You go get it, sister," and she didn't want help Raquel. She told him to stay in the back. Yeah, Liv's gonna definitely turn on them.
Yep. I had someone in my chat state that that's the same thing that they were doing with Rhea, with Liv, how she was encouraging her to do this, encouraging her to do that, and had that like you could tell in her voice that she was excited, but then really wasn't.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if it'll be them kicking out Raquel or if Liv just leaves and turns on everybody, except for
Yeah.
Dom.
Yeah, except for Dom, obviously. I don't know if she slapped him too. But yeah, solid Raw. I gave it a 3. 3 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5. It was not bad.
No, it wasn't bad. The main event, God Almighty.
Sucked. That was the
That's
worst part of the show.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man, and we have Dynamite tomorrow, 3 hours with Collision. I
God,
really
I
don't
can't
know
wait.
why. Why are they doing that this week? There's no like WWE event this weekend, UFC. Oh,
I
college
think because
playoffs.
yeah, that too.
NFL or
So
not
it's
NFL
the
college football.
19th. Well, it's the
Yeah.
19th and Saturday, maybe Saturday. I think is one as well. So yeah, that would make sense.
But yeah, so
I
three
don't know,
hours
but they want to
tomorrow.
give Manchester. They their overseas crowds are the fucking fantastic
Yeah,
crowds.
I also
So
find it like I mean I get why they won't be live, but people who are in the UK can't watch Dynamite live, and they also can't
oh,
watch it when it airs in the US. It's like, or at least that's how it was for Collision. It was really weird.
yeah, because I had someone come in that was at the show. He even was like, "Hey, I'm in section 8, third row, third from the top on the far right. I'm wearing this." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." He's like, "Yeah, I just want to make sure I made it on TV. We can't watch it." I was like, "What do you mean you can't watch it?"
Yeah, they had to
He's
wait
like,
till
"Yeah, we can't see
really
collision."
late. It was weird. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, so but yeah, so 3 hour show tomorrow. I'm not really sure why they're combining it, but whatever. 3 hours is too long, no matter weekly episode wise, it's too long in my opinion. But I'm sure it's gonna be a good show. We have 3 matches announced for the C2. There's a lot announced. Let me pull it up here. Close this
Tons of
damn
now.
thing.
Do you think MJF returns? Is the real question.
Yes, I think it's possible because they're doing the Diamond Battle Royal, Diamond Ring, and he hasn't lost it.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. I think the same thing. So I could. Uh, maybe he's the last entrant in that tournament
It's not
or
even a
battle
tournament; it's a battle
royal.
royal. Yeah, I mean, well, there's
Yeah,
not even entrance here. You start with everyone
there's
in it.
all in the ring. That's right. And then the last two will be in the finals at World's End. Is that how they're doing it this year,
Usually it's
or
the
later in the
following
night?
week, I believe. I think it's the following Wednesday. Do a one-on-one. It could be World's End, but I thought it was the following Wednesday. They do a one-on-one.
Yep. Yeah, they'll have a singles match on Christmas Eve.
Oh, so on Collision then. Or no, that's Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so that's not a match. I'm sorry.
Yep.
So we have Moxley versus Roderick tomorrow, Kyle Fletcher versus Pac, and Masco Dorado versus OC in the C2. We also are going to have the contract signing between Swerve, Hangman, and Samoa Joe for the World's End Triple Threat World Title matchup. What else? Oh, we're getting the 8-woman tag Team Mercedes. She has Mercedes, Athena, Megan, and Marina taking on Harley, Willow, Tony, and Mina. The Elite to
Awesome.
reunite Kenny and the Bucks versus Don Callis family. FTR
Yep.
versus Bang Bang Gang for the World Tag Titles. So a stacked fucking card tomorrow.
Yeah. I think we talked about it last Friday. I hope we get the. I don't know which version of the elite entrance we're getting, but I'm hoping they actually get the Young Bucks out of this heel entrances and give them something good for Manchester.
Yeah, I hope they come out to either the Carry On My Wayward Son or just give them the elite, the elite,
Yeah.
or give them the whole icon. I think I said it last time. The combo entrance where you do like Kenny battle cry and then have the Bucks finally come out to Super Kick Party. I love that theme, so I'd prefer either that first and then if not Carry On My Wayward Son. What either or I'm fine.
Either one. It's gonna be great. I'm glad we're back to the elite. It may just be the one time thing. Hopefully we can finally get rid of this Don Callis feud with Kenny. Like we talk about it every Friday. I'm hoping that's where this goes. But yet again, who knows? Don Callis and Kenny Omega may be filling seats for the next 10 years.
So I have a quick football question.
Yes.
By quick, this might turn into a discussion. Do we see Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl? We're on the road
I
to
would
it,
like it.
bro. That or
Yeah.
the Rams. I mean, it's either you two or you or the Rams.
I don't. Well, here's my thing, and I've stated it today because someone asked me while we was watching NXT. We can't beat the fucking Rams. I don't know why. Of all the teams, we cannot get past the Rams at all.
Matthew
So
Stafford on X Games mode, bro, this year.
with it being home Thursday, I see us having a good possibility in beating the Rams.
Are you guys
The
tomorrow?
we-
Or Thursday, I mean?
yeah, we're the Thursday night game.
Who do you play?
We play the Rams.
Oh, you play. Oh, shit. I didn't realize actually that was the odds. Actually, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Not even kidding.
So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one. If we can get past them, I think we may take
On a short week. Oof. How's the team injury wise for you guys?
it's fine.
Oh, good.
There's no problem there. But if we can win this game, it is possible because we might bump up to second in the conference overall. But y'all right now are number one, so y'all would get a bye.
Yeah, in the AFC we would get a bye. Yeah. So, well, what are you guys right now ranked in the NFC?
I think we are
Playoffs, I mean.
sixth
Okay.
right now.
So if you beat the Rams, because what's your guys' record and what's their record?
11-3.
So you both are 11-3?
Mm-hmm.
And you're sixth?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up.
Oh, Rams are in your division. That's why.
Yeah. They beat us once.
Hi, Daisy. Okay, so this is your second game. So a short week. That's crazy. Good luck for you guys on Thursday then. We got the Jags on Sunday afternoon, another afternoon game. And they're obviously, I think they're 10-3 or 10-4 or something like that right now. They're what, third in our AFC, so they're trying to fight. They're still fighting for that first round bye. Like, we don't have that locked yet. We're a game ahead of New England. If we win this week and they lose, we lock in that first seed, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
So, it's gonna be tough. I think we're in Jacksonville. I'm not sure where we're playing. Let me double check. It's a home game. But this is the one I'm most nervous about, because then after that we have the Chiefs, who just lost Mahomes for the year, and they're not even in the playoffs.
Which sucks. Not that they're not in the playoffs, but Mahomes got hurt.
Yeah, that he actually has a torn ACL. So it's in Denver. Okay, so that makes me a little bit more happy then. But then we have the Chiefs, and then we have Chargers to end the season. So Chargers is going to be tough as well, because they're still trying to fight for a top playoff spot. So we have a really tough last 3 weeks, except for the Chiefs game.
And see, so yeah, got the standings pulled up. So
what are you
Rams
reading?
they have clinched playoff berth. So if we do beat them tomorrow or Thursday, trying to look conference wins, they're 6-3. We're 6-3 as well. So if we win, we're 7-3 in conference play, which would tie us with the Eagles in conference play. So it's I don't know how the NFL really breaks it down, but division we're 2-2 and they're 3-1. So it would tie
like
us all around.
Division. Division instead of division.
So, but yeah, sitting at fifth. Technically, right now, I think we would play the Buccaneers. I think we could get past them if the playoffs started today. But yeah, I think there is an outcome where the Seahawks and the Broncos get to play again in the Super Bowl, and Bo Nix would actually probably have a better chance this time.
Maybe.
Winning. But yeah.
I mean, you guys don't have the fucking Legion of Boom, so that'd help.
We don't, but we do got a decent defensive front.
But you ain't got the Orange Rush, baby.
No, do not.
Yeah, we're on another. And then Sertan had a nice pick this week.
Oh yeah,
Riley
Surtain.
Moss.
Yeah, the defense
over here looking me up and down like, let's go.
This was this was probably the best I've seen the defense play in that
My
game against the
defense?
Packers. Yes.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like we did a lot better in a few other games because we allowed them to keep it close.
Up until like what, fourth quarter?
Yeah, basically. It
And
was a
then y'all
close
really
game.
took off.
It was a close game until the last few minutes, really. So we stuffed them on fourth down and we knew we were going to win it.
Yeah,
They
I
could have
mean,
came back.
and it was in Denver, which is a good home win. Don't have to travel far.
Oh, yeah.
And then next week y'all have the Jaguars,
Mm,
right? Who Trevor Lawrence unfortunately is like having his worst best year. I don't know, like
Coaching matters, man.
it does. And he's obviously got a decent coach now.
Yeah, he does.
Or was it? I don't know. It is a good possibility.
But let's wrap it up here. This dog wants something from me. She's over here pulling my arm off. Where can everyone follow you at?
Uh, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick, all as the Kraken Wrestling.
And you guys can follow me, Josh Vibes Up on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all the places. Follow me everywhere. We both do live reactions. This dog wants some. She's over here having me play with her. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.